for some reason I never have like an intro. I always just
begin. It's a good thing.
Start, yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I always think of it as a conversation, more not like an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hardly wake up early?
Yeah. I mean, hey, the times I wake up very early is if I know I'm supposed to be somewhere like in the field at 7 a.m. Otherwise it's normal time, coming at 8. So for me, I really like waking up early, but I don't have the motivation to
wake up early. I feel like humans are meant to wake up early.
It's the best time. Look at the sunrise. Like it's just no one is up. It feels nice.
Yeah. So, Dr. Mukami, you're a senior wildlife vet in Kenya Wildlife Service.
Yes.
Working for wildlife, isn't it?
Yes, that's a very good way to put it. Working for wildlife.
Yeah. So, before you became a vet?
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's start from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So, you went to school and did veterinary science?
Ever since I was, like, the oldest I can remember is 5 or 6. 5. And I remember I was just so interested in animals, in cats specifically, because that's what those are the animals I saw around.
Yeah.
So I remember just loving them, loving on them, and then wanting to be around animals. Like if you take me anywhere and the animals, I'm fine. If there are no people, it's even better. But it's okay. The animals, it's great. So what happened? So I think I asked my mom, who does this, who takes care of the animals. I didn't know anything like there was a veterinary doctor or anything like that. I just thought maybe there's someone who herds them together like a husband who takes care of them. She told me it's a veterinary doctor, and from then like I just started trying to get myself into that line. Yeah. From that age.
Yeah, that's a very young age.
Yeah, it's a very young age. So you really
decided what you needed to be from like the get-go.
This is it for me.
Yeah.
And there's no turning back.
Unlike us, when you were younger, we either wanted to be a policeman or a pilot.
Okay, yeah, by the way, there's a point where I wanted to be a detective because I watched, I don't know what show. Oh, also reading, what are these books called? Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
they were detectives.
Hardy Boys. Oh my God. When you felt like Kambali, the Hardy Boys.
So I was like, yeah, this can also be
like a career thing, like catching bad guys. And watching, I think when you were younger, you used to watch a lot of American movies.
Yeah.
So now the cop persona was like a hero kind of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you went to school and then
I went to school.
Yeah, I learned that you worked in Mombasa for a while.
Yeah, I did. So after finishing my BVM, what's called the BVM, it's a Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine.
Yeah.
I decided to look for work. But before I got work, I was volunteering at KSPCA, and I'd also been here.
Oh.
Like I'd been here as an attaché.
Yeah. And
that's where like the wildlife bug bit me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise I think I always knew I would just do, what's it called? Domestic companion and small animal medicine. That's what they call it. Yeah.
So pets and farm animals.
And some farm animals here and there. So, I got this job in Mombasa, in Nyali. And I think I was telling someone this story and I realized I really love experiences.
Yeah.
Anything new, I'm going. So everyone was like, oh, but Mombasa is so far. I'm like, exactly. Have you been to Mombasa?
Have you been to Mombasa?
Yeah.
And then I get to do it for work.
And I get to do it for work. But I didn't even know that I'd like it or even love it until I got there. And it was so hard for me to leave because I really, really loved it. Yeah, I loved Mombasa. I loved the people I was working with. I loved the job. I loved the life that I had there. Yeah. So to put it lightly, I think I was comfortable. I was very comfortable and
Yeah.
And
I understand you because you see, I think you're there for over 2 years, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
I stayed in Mombasa as well, the same.
Oh, really?
Almost 3 years, but yours was earlier,
Yeah.
2016.
2016.
Actually,
yeah.
it was the same time because I moved in 2016 November
Oh, nice.
to Mombasa, and then I came back 2020 January.
Oh, almost the same time.
Yeah, so we were working there in Mombasa together
that's
during
so
the same time, but
strange.
we didn't know each other.
That's so.
And I
you
lived close to where you're working.
You lived in Nyali?
Yeah, I lived close to Pizza in Nyali. Shell,
Yes.
BP.
Yes.
I used to live there.
Ah, no way.
I-
There's a time I went to look for a house there.
Yeah.
We would have been neighbors.
Yeah, would have been labeled. Yeah, it's so funny.
That's so strange.
And where you used to work,
Yeah.
the pet clinic.
Yes.
I used to run there in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
In 2019, I started running.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and the way you're saying, the way you value Mombasa
Yeah.
as an adult, living there by yourself, working there, and just I have the same exact experience.
Yes.
And every time I explain to people who haven't done it, they don't get it.
It's very hard to understand. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know if it's the city or it's the situation
Yeah,
or
yeah.
circumstances.
You know.
But it's just amazing. It
So
was wonderful.
in that clinic, what were you working on mostly? I'm guessing dogs.
So yeah, we're working mostly on dogs and cats. You know, Mombasa also has a very high cat population.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we mostly dogs and cats, but we'd also do a little bit of wildlife. For Hala Park,
Yeah.
we would consult for them, and then we'd also do what we call hard health, is going to different types of farms and then giving them, monthly, if they need any kind of medication or treatment or any checkups for the farm animals. Yeah, so I worked on goats, I worked on sheep. Actually, didn't do much of cows. I like cows. I like having cows. My name means someone who milks. Mukami.
Mukami, yes.
And we worked on camels, which I found that was
Different.
wow. It was different. I wish I had some videos or something of me trying to climb up the crash to reach the camel's head or
treat it,
to reach at least the ramp to give it an injection, because these are not trained camels who you can tell them to sit down or no. They were literally camels for the wild, but living in a farm ranch setting.
Ah, okay. I thought it was those camels that, when you're going to the beach, the ones
no. Although even those ones, I'd see them and I'd feel a bit sorry for them sometimes. There's one I saw standing right in the middle of the beach and the waves kept coming to his feet, and I was like, what is he thinking about? Is his life that bad? Yeah.
Okay. So working there, right?
Yeah.
With, at the time you were working with, as you said, farm animals and pets.
Yeah.
Is it different working on a pet than on wildlife?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How different is it?
First of all, the pet won't try to kill me. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first understanding. We might be friends at first glance, at first interaction.
Yeah.
Unlike in a wild animal, I want to be its friend, but it might want to kill me. So that's one of the major differences is that you just can't handle a wild animal without any kind of sedation or any kind of restraint, depending on the size. So of course, there's two small ones. There's a really small cats or rodents. You can be able to restrain them by hand. But when it comes to something like a buffalo, it's similar to a cow. Can't just go and hold the horns so I can examine the buffalo. So different. That's one of the things. But in terms of maybe let's say diseases or treatment, it's not that different.
Okay.
It's just that a lion is a big cat, and they're called big cats, and a domestic cat is a small cat. So we just extrapolate. Of course, the dawa
anesthetic
dosage, would
anesthesia.
would be higher in wildlife, but then similarly you treat them the same.
Okay.
And they have similar diseases, which makes, your work easy.
Easier. Yeah.
So it's not stuff that you've never come across per se.
Yeah.
You've learnt it in school. You've experienced it with the domestic animals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're looking at.
I was wondering.
Probably a giraffe.
One of my favorites.
Yours your favorite? Yeah, I'm going to ask you your favorite animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but later on. Just think about it.
Sawa. Let me think about it.
I have been in the field before. Yeah. Well, not while you are working.
Yes.
I've been in the field. I've seen other people working in the field, working on an animal, especially collaring and collaring mostly. And it's one of the hardest jobs that I have seen.
This is elephants or any other one?
I've seen elephant, giraffe, and rhino. Rhino was the hardest, the black rhino, because it lives in like a very thorny, shrubby place.
Yes.
So getting it, and it won't want to get collared, and doesn't know that it wants to get collared.
Yes.
Same with an elephant and a giraffe. And the first time I saw those guys, I was like, this is the hardest job ever. And I cannot believe someone will go to school and do this job unless you really love it.
Yeah.
So do you have wildlife experiences that you can share, that you've had during the field, like a lion waking up in the middle of treatment or something?
Oh yeah, almost recently. I say never say never.
Yeah.
I always say it, but it's like I don't remember.
Yeah.
So there's this time I was in Amboseli, which is just Juicy, May, I think May or June. And there was a lion, a huge, beautiful lion. He was in the middle of the community, and it was at the time when they were having issues, when they just had that lion conflict, and they killed some lions.
Some lions, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and so we had that he was in the middle of the community, and we're like, no, we need to get him out and move him somewhere safer.
Yeah.
So those were some of the mitigation measures that we were using.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to lions in Nairobi Park and others actually. I've never had a lion who's really sumbuad me.
Aggressive, yeah.
To even that. They don't play hide and seek per se. They'll be in a bush somewhere, but you can get a clearing so that you can be able to dart.
Okay.
This guy was running around like he was literally playing hide and seek with us. But I managed to get him. And then I told the guys in the car, okay, now that we've darted him, let's just give him some time. We've seen where he's gone in, so there's no need to,
to quickly rush.
And it takes 10 minutes, so let's let the dawa take its time. So we sat in the car, 8 minutes down. I was like, okay, now let's start moving in and try and check how he is. When we go to the place where we had originally seen him go in, he had left.
Oh.
Another thing about cats.
Yeah.
They hide very well. So you're thinking he's there. He's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
Gone. So.
And it's difficult finding him now because he's drowsy.
Probably drowsy, yeah. But I knew he's not gone too far because that he wouldn't get too far.
Yeah.
So we were with some of the community members. Maasais were around there, and they were like, "Okay, let's look for him." And they jumped out of the car and started walking. I was like, Mimi, no, lion, not. I'm not gonna look for it on foot. So I told the driver, let's just go. Let's go ahead like this, because they tend to go in circles some of the time. So he's probably going to go like this and come back. As we were driving, one of the community members had spotted the tail. It's like, oh, there. I'm like, yeah, we're in the right track. So at the time, normally when you go to the field, we are usually the vet and capture team. Yeah. And the capture rangers are very experienced. They know how to handle an animal when it has been sedated or even when it has not. So they have that, and we work as a team. But at this time, I believe there was some exercise going on, so we were short-staffed. I am the one who went alone, the vet, and so I got rangers on the ground.
Okay, to help you.
Yeah, to help me.
Yeah.
So normally, one of the things the capture ranger does is to ensure that the animal has slept And then now we blindfold the animal to protect the eyes and all that stimuli. And then now remove him if he's in a bad position, we place him properly and things like that. So I'm the one to do that now. I was like, no biggie. So I tell the driver, just drive directly to where he is so that I can get out and make sure he's asleep. And then we begin what we need to do because we are going to collar him. So I poke. Seems fine. I was like, great. I didn't have a blindfold on me, but I had a hat. So I said, let me get my hat from the car. Came, picked the hat, and I'm standing right next to, I wish I could draw this. I was standing right next to him, like on his neck, on which side? The animal is lying on my right. So I'm standing at his neck so that I can position his neck properly. So
his mouth is facing you?
No, he's actually seated like this, like crouching like a cat.
Like a cat, okay.
Yes, but then his head was like this. So I needed to put the blindfold on, then put his head properly, turn him to his side so that he breathes properly. I went to place the hat on his eyes.
And you always blindfold animals when you're working on them,
Yes, always.
Always, okay.
Yes. And see, his head was like this. He turned like this.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, I am dead. This is the day I die. I was so... I'm not a flight person. I think I have different reactions to different things, but I've been noticing, I don't think I'm a fight. You're
a fight person, so like, come by and buy,
we are here, let's do this. So everyone, I was surrounded by men. Then I was the only lady, actually, as usual. Most of the time, I'm always alone. So all the men had jumped onto the car. They were on top of the roof of the car. In fact, the driver had come out of the car, I think, to help me look for a blindfold when I was trying to. He found his seat taken. There were like 3 people in the driver's seat that closed the doors. So I'm like, okay. In my head, normally when this happens, you know that they're a bit light, so you can hand inject the animal so that they can sleep. So in my head, I think my first reaction was, okay, move back and look for the dawa to top up. So it's the guys in the car who are telling me, I moved behind, and then I was looked like I was searching for something. I usually have like a funny pack where we put our emergency drugs and stuff. And the lion has woken up, literally on his feet.
Oh my God.
I didn't see that. So he was on his feet and he was now walking away.
Oh, so he wasn't even like trying to attack you or anything?
No. Okay. He walked ahead. That's when I knew, okay, I can't hand inject this guy. I need to dart him again. So made another dart real quick. And followed him and then darted him.
Is it because he was bigger or the adrenaline kicked in so hard that it countered the first dart?
It could be both, because he was huge, and then the first dart went in perfectly. So I was like, why is this guy awake? But it happens. We find that sometimes in the field where you've given the right dose and everything constant, like all factors constant, but you find the animal either doesn't sleep or sleeps too fast. Just like humans, animals have their own physiological state. Like when you're going to surgery, sometimes the anesthesiologist will ask you questions like, do you drink, do you smoke? Small things affect the delivery of the anesthetic drug. So I believe in animals there are also things that maybe diet or physiological state at that time, even adrenaline, just like you've said, adrenaline just completely antagonizes the drug. So that's why we normally, when we dart, we leave the animal quiet and on its own for some time, so that the drug can just circulate very fast into the brain.
Which is the most delicate animal to do surgery on or even work on?
Black rhino. Black rhino, giraffe.
Because
anesthetize. The giraffe, its long neck, you know, so it's pumping blood all the way to the brain. And you know, in anesthesia, some of these functions, you're diminishing them. Like sometimes the blood pressure goes low because of the anesthesia.
The drug,
yeah. Sometimes you have respiratory depression. That's when like the lungs are not able to breathe very well because you've depressed the center in the brain that would breathe as normal.
Yeah.
So those two animals normally, they're delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just even the drug itself, but even capturing them.
Yeah.
To administer the drug. And
yes. Like you said, you saw with the black rhino.
Yeah.
Me, the first time I did work on black rhinos, I was like, who is going to go in there?
Yeah.
Where are we going? I'm not seeing any roads.
Yeah.
They're like, what roads? We are making the roads through the
thorny, shrubby. Yeah. They hide in the worst place you'd ever want.
Yes.
I always say this.
Yeah.
Poachers have to be very dedicated because there's no way you're going through that thorny place just because of a horn.
No.
Like psychologically, there has to be something very wrong with you.
Absolutely.
Risk.
I agree.
Because even before you get to the rhino,
there are things.
There are other things in between.
Actually, the animal I think is the most dangerous is a lone buffalo.
Yeah.
Also, another experience I had with the black rhino is during year notching 2019. We did year notching here at the park.
Yeah.
And I remember I was darting from the chopper and I had been brought down because I needed to go and fuel.
Yeah.
So I was on the ground with the ground team. The ground team is usually huge. We are maybe like 3-4 Land Cruisers, maybe about 20 people.
Okay.
So I'm on the ground and we're all waiting because we can't do anything without the chopper. As you've said, the areas that they're in, it's so thick. So you need the chopper to either remove the animal and dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, okay, I need to take a nature call. So I told guys, you normally tell someone, at least one person, where you've gone because we are in the bush, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So there was a whole Land Cruiser and I told the people in the cruiser, I'm right there, I'm going to pee. They're like, cool. And the Land Cruiser is facing, actually all the Land Cruisers were facing that one direction.
Yeah.
So I was going in the direction that they're facing.
Okay.
So there was no bush or
it was like
per se. It was like tall, really tall grass. So I said, let me just go there, I'll be fine. From the back of in the direction of, if you think about the back of the cruiser, that side was bushland or like foresty area. Yeah. And the animal that we had just finished working on had gone in that direction. So I knew, if she's going to come out, we'll see her coming this side. Just as I had begun, I just had that characteristic sound. They make that sound, it's like the huffing and puffing, like, and I was like, no.
Oh my God.
This is not happening. So I look up. Yeah.
And you're alone.
I'm alone.
Yeah.
The cars are right in front of me.
Yeah.
They're not too far actually. They're like.
But you can see them.
I can see them. They're like maybe. I'm not very good with estimating,
like
but I think
200, 300 meters.
No, that's too far.
That's
they
too
were
far.
Like maybe 80 meters.
80 meters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I see this huge black rhino coming, the one that we had worked on.
Yeah.
And she had come from the back of the cars and everyone had panicked and gotten into the car.
Yeah.
So you guys had forgotten me. I'm over there doing my business.
Yeah.
So when I looked up is when they saw, I like to either wear a Marvin or a hat, depending. So they saw that. And
they
like,
remembered.
Oh my God. They started shouting.
Yeah.
They're like, Daktari, lala chini. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
Dilale wapi? Where? Nope.
Yeah.
So they're like, no. Lie flat. I'm like, flat, even worse, because I just ducked. So I could see her coming towards me. I'm like, can she smell me? Because, you know, they don't really have very good eyesight.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's the one advantage you have over them. I was like, okay. She's coming, and me, I'm calculating. I'm like, if she comes like this, I'm going to come out like this and run to the cars, because it's just a short distance, I'll get there.
Yeah.
But if I time it too near, then we'll meet in the middle. Me and her will meet in the middle. So I waited until she got to almost close to where I was. So she hadn't seen me, because when I came out, she got so scared. She got so shocked, and she went in the opposite direction. Yeah. And I went to the car. Then everyone was like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. I'm just... wow.
Your adrenaline rush to save yourself.
To save myself. I sat with myself for about 10 minutes trying to think about my life.
Like, I could be working on dogs right now.
It's the life I chose.
This is the life you chose. Yeah. Interesting. Have you ever experienced any injury while working?
Yeah. I have. But not from animals.
Yeah, like from a reaction point, like maybe falling down or...
Yeah, I think there's a time I twisted my leg while running.
Yeah.
Same black rhino. It wasn't chasing us, but we were running to the rhino.
Oh,
because it had already gone down.
Yeah.
And it was in an area where the aerial team, now the doctor was up, couldn't land. So the ground team had to really quickly get to the animal to, you know, try and stabilize the animal.
Yeah.
There's that one time, and I think there's a time I hurt my eye.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all superficial, thank God. Yeah, because there are people who've gotten
worse injuries.
It's mostly during the either capture, like if you're moving an animal, maybe some of the mechanisms or stuff, but I've never... there are 1-2 very few cases where like an animal would hurt someone, and it's not deliberately actually. Maybe we were trying to move the animal and it fell on someone's leg or something like that.
And sometimes they're heavy, like an elephant.
Oh my! What an elephant! Even a baby rhino can do some kind of damage.
Proper damage. Yeah. Hey, the work that you guys do.
Yeah.
And so with translocation, one of the things that I've seen on social media, especially on the Kenya Wildlife Service social media page, every time we do translocation, on the comments, there are always people asking, why are you translocating?
Yeah.
And I think, I guess it has not really been communicated well to people.
Yeah.
Like, do you mind giving us like a few reasons why people translocate?
Yeah.
animals?
So sometimes, you know, KWS is the one who's been mandated to manage and conserve Kenya's wildlife for Kenya's people, for the Kenyan people, right?
Yeah.
So it comes to maybe a time when you see what we call the carrying capacity of an area. That's the amount of animals this area can take has exceeded. Okay. So it means that there are too many in that area. They're probably going to have issues of interspecies aggression, especially with rhinos. That's what happens when there are too many. They start fighting amongst themselves, and we're trying to conserve them. We're not trying to help them fight to the death.
To the death.
So sometimes in cases like that, then we take animals and take them to another suitable area so that they can populate that area. It could be anything. It could be lions, it could be buffalo, it could be rhinos, it could be elephants. So when the carrying capacity, when there are too many in that particular area, that's one of the reasons. And then you also realize that the area, sometimes it's also because of human-wildlife conflict. When we have animals that are, and people living too close to each other, and there's always some level of conflict arising, then we tend to, so that for the sake of the people and for the sake of the animals as well, we translocate those animals. It's usually maybe 1, 2, 3 not many. When we're trying to destock an area. Yeah, so we do that just for the safety of the animals and safety of the people. As well. Yeah,
and it comes with its own like complications, and because now I can imagine if you like Nairobi National Park, if you get a rhino from here and take it maybe to Savo East, probably, and the climate there is different from here, the water, the food.
So what happens normally if there's a planned translocation like that, there always has to be assessments done of the area that the animals are going to go to. So normally the research scientists will go in, do an assessment, make sure that the habitat is suitable, that the animals can survive. There are other animals of that kind there, and all that. So once that report is given now to us, then we can decide, okay, this is a suitable area or this is not a suitable area. And so
and it involves a lot of planning prior. We'll follow them most likely, like and it involves a lot of planning.
It involves a lot of planning. It involves a huge team, because you can imagine trying to move an animal that weighs huge tons. And then sometimes one thing that I've seen, when you move animals, you create like a bubble for it there. You monitor for like a few weeks, maybe a month. They have to be this post translocation monitoring. Make sure that they're okay. And it's an expensive affair. I know your department. Conservation is an expensive affair. Oh my goodness. I never knew that. Even as a student, when I was here, my work was just to go. We're being told we are going here, we are going. But now that I've actually come to see the nitty-gritties, what goes into an actual exercise like that, it's super expensive. So expensive. It's and that's something that people don't know. I was having a conversation with Mariah. So currently I'm editing the episode with Mariah. I did. It's coming probably to tomorrow. Fantastic. And we were talking about like the expense of conservation, whereby sometimes we might increase park fees. But if as a guest, if you kind of see how how much money goes into, for example, vet work. It goes to the ground teams. It goes to medication. I was even just going to say, just the medication alone. Oh goodness, sometimes a vial is like 10 ml of one of the anesthetic drugs that we use is about 75,000. What? 10 ml? 10 ml. What? So you can imagine how much of that we would need to carry out day-to-day work, not even like big exercises like translocation or anything like that, just smooth running of every day. So it's really expensive. It's expensive. Working on animals, do you think it's different from working on humans? Oh my goodness. Can a doctor be a vet, and can a vet be a doctor? Oh no. Maybe a vet can be a doctor. It may be controversial. But oh my goodness, no, a doctor cannot be a vet because they can help maybe with surgery and things like that. There's those things that maybe there's similarities, like bones are bones. So if you're to do an orthopedic surgery with an orthopedic surgeon, human, we'd probably do a fantastic job. But in terms of treatment, even I can't treat a human. I don't know what diseases. You can't treat yourself. Well, I can be Dr. Google for myself. I can see that I have this kind of, I can diagnose this kind of rash or what. To that extent. In fact, there's a time I was doing an ultrasound and
on an animal?
On myself.
On
I was
yourself.
having an
Okay.
ultrasound done.
Okay.
And what do you call them? The radiologist was looking, and she's looking, and then I asked her, so what's that area of hyperechoicness? She looked at me, she's like, are you a doctor? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a vet. I just want to know what that is. You just passed it very quickly. So it's something like that. Like
you can notice things.
We share in common, like basics of radiology, surgery, and things like that. But humans treat one species. They treat the human species, and us guys, we have a myriad of species that we treat. So we have the equines, we have the cats, we have canine. They're all different and sort of similar. So that's what makes, I think, a veterinary doctor it's harder to grasp, even in school. The kind of material that you get vis-a-vis your human medic counterparts. When you're doing anatomy, they're doing anatomy of that one person. And then as we are doing anatomy of like 5 species, they're different. Oh, this one has this, but this one doesn't have. This one has this, and this one has 3 of them. And you're like, okay, wow. So
and you're working on different species of animals. But a doctor, like a human doctor, they're only working on the humans. They're not even working on chimps. You know who are the closest with DNA.
Chimps,
so a vet it's like all medicines are drugs, and not all drugs are medicines. So a vet is like a drug. They can work on all species.
True. Master of, what do they call it? Jack of all trades. Master of none, but still better than a master of none, right?
No, it's master of none. I don't know
master
the
of none. The whole thing, the whole saying is a jack of all trades, master of none, but he's still better than a master of one, I think. Yes.
Okay.
Human medics, please don't come for me, please. I love you all.
I read that you almost did not pursue this. Like at some point, you got to a point where you're like, you know what, maybe I can stop doing this or pursuing being a vet. And you started making jewelry. And it's funny because what you were trying to run away from, you're applying it because surgery, wildlife surgery is the same thing as making jewelry. And you're using your hands. It's craftsmanship. You have to be precise.
That's true.
To create something good. So you're running away from something, but then you ended up finding something else that kind of draws you back to it. So what's the best piece you ever made?
Of jewelry?
Of jewelry.
Oh, gosh, that's a hard question. Asking which one of your children do you love most?
Which one do you think,
oh, my goodness,
I guess, meant the most? Or maybe when you're making it, you're like, okay, this came, or it took longer than the rest, mainly because you made it like a certain type of way.
There's a piece, like I said, I had been working for myself. And then also I worked with a jewelry company that then I would help them create pieces for, them they have summer, autumn, spring collections, something like that. So I'd help make a collection. So there's a collection, an autumn collection that I did. There's a piece we called it, I named it the Sunset Bib. That piece was fire.
Do you have a photo of it? I mean, you can share later.
It was fire. It was really good. I liked it. Like, I liked what I did with it. But then one of my other, like, where are they going?
So we went the right direction.
They're so far. So one of my other pieces that I really love is a huge Masai beaded piece that took me hours to make. I think I'll look for the photo as well and share it with you.
Okay.
One of those things that I did for Kenya Fashion Awards, I was in the
one of the designers. One of the
designers on the lineup.
On the lineup, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you still doing it? You put that aside.
Let me tell you, it's so strange. I still have my page up.
Yeah.
And sometimes I still get inquiries.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing is now I see people took designs from my page and now started
and they
using
made
them.
Oh my god, sorry. Yeah.
Because for me, I would design from scratch, not actually do I don't know, take this design and then start selling it. No, from scratch. Like I had a sketchbook, I'd do the measurements, go to the workshop, have this cut out, all that kind of job.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Or maybe I guess also with the intensity of your work right now, it would be hard to still pursue that.
It would be hard to pursue it full time.
Yeah.
But I took a break in 2019. I took a break because even while I was in Mombasa, I was still designing, still selling and making stuff, going for craft fairs and selling my jewelry. Yeah. But when I came back, I decided to take a break.
Yeah, or that creative side of that.
Yeah.
Kind of
I was like, I'm on sabbatical. Everyone asks me, I'm like, I'm still on sabbatical. Isn't it 7 years or something? So I do create once in a while.
Yeah.
For myself, to make me happy, or for people. Yeah. So if I make you something, you just know that I've come out of my sabbatical to make you something. You're special.
As a gift, or
yes, as a gift or anything. Just I just felt like you might like this. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I saw one of your pieces on LinkedIn.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
and could have been the sunset people or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it had a name. I can't remember. Like a intricate color name. Yeah, actually the name starts that color that starts with T.
Turquoise.
Yes, that one.
Turquoise something.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
See, I'm even forgetting the names of my pieces.
Yeah, and it's a really good piece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I miss it. Sometimes I miss, I really love my creative juices to work, but
if you're not applying it on wildlife, you might as well apply it on jewelry and culture, and I like the name butterfly.
Kihuruta. Yeah. It means butterfly. Kikuyu.
Yeah, that's a unique name. That was the name of your business?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the name of my business because I have another name which I shall not mention because I don't
you don't like
I don't use it. I like it. I just feel like when I tell people, they decide that's the name that they should call me, and I'm like, I have told you what my name is. So that name means butterfly.
Yeah, Kihuruta.
No, the name that is mine. The name that I'm not going to mention.
Oh, your other name.
Yes.
I think I know it.
Yes, you do.
Starts with an R.
No, it starts with a
different. V.
Yes. Yeah, if you don't know it, that's a good thing.
Okay.
It means my agenda is working.
It's working. Yeah, you've really tried to hide it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, no, even in documents and stuff, you'll see it. But I'm like, this is my name. When I introduce myself, I say, this is my name.
Butterfly.
And
you know what? By the end of the evening, by today evening, I'll tell you. I'll text you.
You'll text me that name.
I'll text you.
The funny thing I find so interesting is when I tell someone, hey, my name is Mukami, they're like, okay, what's your other name? I'm like, Ruoro.
Yes, Ruoro.
Then they're like, okay, what's your English name?
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? What does an English name mean? So if that is my name, if I've told you that's my name, that's my name.
Yeah. What's your colonial name?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Why?
I honestly, I
find it so strange.
I find people who use both of their Kikuyu names, or their tribe names.
Yeah.
I find it so cool.
Actually, their names. Those are your
their
names.
Actually, their names.
Yeah.
Minus the English name or the colonial name. I find it so cool. Yeah, because it was brought by the missionaries and the colonial people.
Yeah, true.
I find it so cool.
Or they say Christian name, because apparently if you are meant to be baptized, you're given a new name, which is of course an English name.
But why?
I don't get it. I also don't get it. Like, God loves me as I am, especially with that name of mine.
Yeah. For me, I mean, because now my English name or my colonial name is Brian.
It's okay.
It's okay because I guess mainly because most people know me as that.
Yeah.
But I like it when people call me my second name or my third name. Kimani or
Noted. That is what I shall be calling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to wildlife. Huh?
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
Giraffes that we are seeing.
Giraffes?
Yeah. Oh, I love giraffes.
Why would you see the giraffe?
I think that they are so gracious, yet they are giant. Oh, she's pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cool how you can see that.
Yeah. I love them. I think that, and their eyes, oh my God. Like, what is there not to love about this? Tall, gracious.
Yeah.
Giant.
And is it easier to also? Well, you said it's a delicate animal to treat. Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
That's so cool that she's pregnant and just eating and minding her own business.
Have you ever seen the nursery giraffes? I mean, what am I saying? The giraffe nurseries.
No.
So normally, if you see young giraffe, they're normally all together.
Yeah.
There's normally one or two aunties who've been put in charge of that nursery. So they're taking care of the babies. Yeah. So you find two small babies and the aunties or maybe a mom is there or something. But they're always all together. And then the moms and everyone else goes out to eat, and then they've been taken to one specific place to eat.
So they communally take care of the young.
Imagine.
That's
How
cool.
cool is that?
That's cool.
That is super cool.
Oh.
I love giraffe and I love lions.
Yeah. I've seen you treat a few lions.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. There's a picture of you on Google.
On Google?
Yes, Google Images of you carrying a lion from orphanage. I don't know whether you're leaving or you're going back to orphanage.
Okay.
And you're surrounded by men. Like most of the pictures that you're in the field, you're there standing out. I'm like, hey, you must really love your job because
I do.
The people that you're with are also
goodness.
panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you tell me about impalas?
So this is a bachelor herd.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember Nani akiniambia pia.
Muraya about the bachelor herd?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. The way he's standing here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if he had anything, like he needed some kind of treatment, it's like they know. They would not. Like, this is a perfect shot. Yeah. A perfect shot for a dad, perfect shot for photos and filming.
Yeah.
They don't do that. I don't know if they know.
Just by seeing the car, they would have run away.
I don't know if it's the barrel of the gun also that they see. I don't get it.
You can see a buffalo there.
Yeah.
That's a lone buffalo.
Yes. And a giraffe. Who saw us before we saw him? Looks like a male. It's huge.
Yeah. So when you're saying, giraffes, when they take care of their kids, so then that means most of them get pregnant at the same time.
Yeah. Actually, most animals do. Most animals who live in
groups.
You'd find that there's that calving period mostly after the rains. They have maybe 2 calving periods
in a year.
Yeah, depending on, of course, the gestation period of the animals. But yes, for the giraffe, you'll find they'll have calved down at the same time. So they have similar ages, like stairs. Yeah, staircases. Yeah. So you'll have the really young ones, you'll have like the middle, and then maybe just the ones who are coming into sub-adult, which is like a year plus.
So then it makes it easier for all of them to take care of each other.
Yes, they're huddled together. So I call it a nursery.
What about working on elephants? Because they're so big and you can't just take them into your lab.
No, you cannot.
How is it working on elephants?
Working on elephants is actually a little bit easier than the other species, right? Because they are big, so you spot them. Like, you have a big surface area to work with, first of all, if you want to dart. That's number one. And then, what would complicate? Maybe if you're trying to work on the trunk always has to be kept straight immediately after the animal goes down, so that you keep the airway open. Their sheer size might be the thing that you say is a bit challenging, a little bit, but it's depending on what you're doing. So for example, if they went down on the wrong side, now that's where the challenge is. So maybe the wound is on this side and they went down on that side, so you have to you have to turn the animal. Which we do with Land Cruisers. Land Cruisers, I think, are one of the best made cars for us. Which happens now, you can do that. But I think for me, I'd say maybe one of the challenges is when you're trying to maybe work on a young one, and the mom is there. So sometimes you have to dart the both of them so that you can safely work on the young one. Then maybe if they are in a really tight, that one, then they don't want to leave. That one is also
so then you have to kind of like
chase them away.
I've been in that situation. I even have a video on YouTube. I'll show you of that exact same experience where we had to shoot in the air to kind of disperse, and then we were contemplating on shooting the mother as well.
Darting.
Yeah, but then darting. Yes, not shooting. Sorry, darting. Darting. Yeah, but then the worry was if you dart her and she falls on the baby.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Now you've killed the baby.
Yeah. So where are we now?
And then now the mother doesn't know that you're trying to take care of the child, the baby. The baby had a spear on the ear, so we're trying to remove it.
Oh, I think I even saw that case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Amboseli.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then also one thing I realized, after you dart it, you have to apply water on the skin.
Yes. Because most of the time, the ambient heat is a lot, and you want to bring their body temperature low so that they don't get hypothermia, they don't overheat. Yeah.
So then you have to keep
dousing them with water, especially if you're having them down for a long time. Then you make sure that the temperature is stable. You can also check with a thermometer to just make sure it's okay. Then you douse, because it helps when you douse them with water. It helps with evaporation or from the skin, so they cool down faster.
Are there animals that take longer to dart, maybe longer in the sense of for the drug to kick in as compared to others? And even when they kick in, it's riskier to put them in that state for longer than others? Like, for example, like a lion, for example, if you dart it, will the drug kick in immediately? You say 10 minutes?
Yes, it takes 10 minutes. One of the longest. 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Longer than an elephant?
Longer than an elephant. So carnivores, all the carnivore species, whether it's the cats, the dogs, the hyena. Did you know a hyena is not a dog? Like, most people think hyenas are
like a dog.
Yeah, dog family.
I thought it was a family. So is it a cat?
No, it's not a cat. It's a hyena.
It's that cartoon, that cat and dog. You know that cartoon? Kitambo. There's a Kitambo cartoon of cat and dog. A cat and a dog wameshikanishwa.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to show me that. They're in their own class.
Okay.
Hyenas are in their own. They're all carnivores. So the carnivore species, when we immobilize them, they take about 8 to 10 minutes because that's how the drug works.
Okay.
But for herbivores, everyone else, the elephants, all grass-eating species, they take maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, and they're down.
Yeah, and when they're down, when you're working on them, does it vary with what you're doing? An animal can take longer.
Yes, it can take. I think most of the time, anesthesia gives us about 45 to an hour.
Oh, okay. For playtime.
So we have that safety of margin to work. But if you're doing a procedure that's going to take more than an hour, you know that you need to top up.
Yeah.
Except for the giraffe. The giraffe, once the giraffe goes down, we reverse the anesthesia immediately.
Why?
So because of the long neck and the effects I was telling you of anesthesia, you're more likely to get detrimental effects if you leave the animal under anesthesia. So we reverse the animal. That's why you find people sitting on the neck, or rather holding the neck down, because once the giraffe lifts the neck, they're out. They'll go. So if we can keep them down, then we can do what we need to do, whether it's removing a snare or treating a wound or doing tagging. So once we are done, then they safely wake up and go.
So a giraffe
that means they're
like
breathing on their own. Everything is okay. Like the bodily functions are all working okay. It's just that they're now lying down.
So a giraffe is like, you have to do it very quickly.
Immediately that he goes down. And also giraffes have to be roped down.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't just fall. They're very interesting animals. They don't just fall. So once they have the drug, you'll start seeing them holding their head like this and walking up and down. You know, okay, now it's time. So a team goes to rope the giraffe, and they do it. It's a very beautiful thing to watch. If I find a video, I'll give it to you so people can see how people go round the giraffe's feet, legs, and then it's like tying a bow. So you go round and you tie the bow, and the giraffe falls.
Then it falls. Neitega.
Neitega, basically. And once it's down, then we run to hold the neck down, and immediately the doctor comes and reverses the drug, so the animal is completely free from the drug. Now we work on
reversing means now you
reverse the
give an
effects
antidote
of the drug. You give the antidote.
So immediately after you give the normal, the dirty one, the one that it goes down, ukisha ishika, now you give it a reverse.
Yes.
Without even starting to do the work.
No. Because you want the animal to be able to breathe well. You see, the complication with the giraffe is its long neck. And for oxygen to reach the brain, it might take, if in a normal anesthetized animal, the respiration is depressed, that it's not that it's not breathing, it is, but it's just lowered breathing. And that's a normal animal. So this one, whose brain is X meters away from the heart, you can imagine what kind of effects it would have. So immediately before we start anything, reverse the animal, unless the animal is in a really bad position, like, so we need to move it properly, situate it properly, then we can reverse. Because once you've reversed, trying to move that animal, anaenda kwenda, like, wake up and go
in the middle of the work that you're doing. Wow, interesting. Orphanage. Most animals that are found in the field that are in distress and they can't take care of themselves, they're brought at orphanage. First they come to you, you treat them, and then they're taken to the orphanage.
Yes.
How do you determine like a diet of an animal? Because this animal, maybe it's a cub, right? It's a cat. Maybe you found a baby lion or a cheetah. So how do you now decide this is what I'm going to give it? And
so we do have protocols in the orphanage, according to their age. And according to let's see, if they're okay, if they're healthy. So if it's a cub, we even have lion cub milk replacer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that is commercially gotten. But we even use, sometimes we can use goat milk or milk that is less in lactose.
Yeah. So goat milk is less in lactose?
Yes, has less fat.
Okay.
Does it have less fat? No, it has less. We usually dilute it so that we can also lessen the amount of sugar in the milk, because what they get from their moms is totally different from cow milk, goat milk.
Yeah, and you can't just go milking a lion.
No, you can't milk a lion.
A random lion.
Yeah. It's like, hi, we would like some milk, please. No.
Please, no. Yeah, it's to save another cow.
No. So before we got that replacer, we had types of milk that would use low fat and milk that's less in lactose, and it would work well. But now we've gotten that commercial replacer, and we're able to give them that diet. If it's a young herbivore that's coming, there's also a specific diet that we give them.
What about, so you're telling me hyenas are not dogs and they're not cats?
Yeah.
Are there interesting ways that hyenas behave, I guess?
Yeah. Hyenas are just they're amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, okay, I like them. Yeah, they are one of my species of top favorite species.
Considering how they eat everything.
Yeah. Also, do you know they're matriarchal?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
yes.
They're matriarchal.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about them also is that if you were born as a hyena cub, you're born into a high-ranking female, immediately you get high-ranking status. It's literally
like the royals.
Thank you. I was trying to remember, what are those, the king and queen, what are they called? Yeah, the royals. Immediately, like you're, yeah.
So like it's a family thing.
Yeah.
It's a family affair.
Yeah, and that means that cub has hierarchy over even an adult female or male in terms of even feeding. Like the cub will come and eat. You guys stay there until I'm done. And when I'm done, you guys can have. So
yeah,
they're really cool. That's a spotted hyena.
Yeah, I've seen a spotted hyena. It looks very pretty.
They're cute.
Yeah.
I rescued one at workshop.
Wait, it was roaming around at workshop?
No. So she was, what had happened? I think she had been attacked as a cub. She was maybe about 8 months or so. I think she had either been attacked by a leopard or a dog, but I highly suspect leopard because the wounds were very characteristic. It went for the neck here. So she had bite marks and claw marks and everything. And then she ran into the workshop loo
for safety.
For the staff. Yeah. And then someone was going to the loo and they found her. So they called us, and then we went in and picked her. Yeah,
so I'm guessing
treated her.
Because they are trying to survive, they realized maybe if I can go to human settlement.
Yeah, you find that a lot. It's very interesting. You find they find safety somewhere, or an animal that has been sick or injured just suddenly appears in front of humans or in human communities, and then they call us and they're like, I've never seen something, but today they are here.
So it's interesting, one of their survival skills, they kind of realize, maybe humans can help.
Maybe they can help. It's so cool. Yeah.
What about ostriches?
Hey, that's where I hurt my eye.
Oh.
Ostriches are very interesting species. We were trying to dart them, to translocate them. We're removing them from an area where they were like in a farm. And so we're trying to take them to a place where it's a conservancy so that they can be, safer. Yeah, so they really, really run very fast.
They're very fast.
Oh my God, I knew like in theory until I saw it practically. I was like trying to dart that bird. It's a bird. Yeah.
So it's a big bird, right? But when you're treating it, you treat it like a bird.
Yeah, you do. I haven't had to treat any
ostrich. Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's not true. I have, but not trying to physically restrain them.
Yeah.
It was just the ostrich was not eating well and things like that. So that you can manage by putting medication in its feed, water, or things like that. So I didn't have to physically, yeah.
Okay, interesting. An orphanage.
Yeah.
So you say there are protocols to feeding the animals.
Yeah, different species, different stages of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized at the vet at your office, there's like opposite. There's like a room where if an animal is injured, I think it's brought there first. And then in some situations you don't want it to interact with humans. Mariah told me it's because the animals where you kind of want to treat it and then quickly get it back to the field.
Yeah.
And also you don't want it to get used to people. So by the time you take it back to the field, it will get used to people and go to communities and people. And so in those situations when you're treating an animal, how do you gauge like the appropriate time I need to spend with this animal to help it?
So it depends on what you're treating this animal for, and that area, I like to call them the wards. So when we have really sick animals, we bring them there from the wild, but we intend to release them back. So I can give you an example of a lioness who we took from the park, and her and her mom and her sibling were hunting, and I think the mom was trying to teach them how to hunt because she was about maybe about 8-9 months, no, maybe about 10 months. So she was learning how to hunt with her mom, but I think she got kicked by the zebra that the mom was hunting, or the zebra fell on her or something on her back. So she was now not able to walk using her back legs.
Wow.
And so a tour guide saw that and he called us in. We came, we picked her up. We took her there, gave her some pain meds, and then the next day sedated her and took her for an x-ray. So on the x-ray we saw that there was a slight dislocation. Thank God it wasn't a fracture. So that means that animal has to stay with us until that is okay, because she has to be able to, if she's going to live her life, she needs to know how to hunt.
Yeah.
The other complication with that is she's a young one. So she's also learning how to hunt, so we needed her to go back to her mom and auntie. Yeah, so the protocol is no direct human contact. If we are feeding her, we'll just throw in the meat. If we ever needed to do anything on her, we immobilize her so that she's not seeing that contact often, so that she can remain with that fear of people, and that she's not habituated. Yeah, so she stayed with us. Oh,
you look very curious.
Young guy. Young guys. Okay, they are mixed.
Yeah.
At least they are children. Oh, very cute.
Yeah. And it's surprising how they are not like scared.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's your car. I wish you can come with us with the cruiser. I'm thinking these guys think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was on medication. We'd put for her pills in the meat.
Yeah.
To be able to relieve the pain, reduce the swelling that was around there, so that she can be able to now move and heal properly. She stayed with us, I think, for a month and a half. And then we released her back into the wild. That was one of my happiest days ever, because I had been in that case from beginning to the end, and I was there to see her released. I was so happy. And we released her just in front of her mom. So we were able to find her
so you're tracking her.
Yes, so we asked Mr. Muraya and the guys of the national park, please help us whenever you see the mom, because when we finally saw that she was ready to be released, she was walking now normally, she was even jumping to get her meat and stuff like that. We were like, she's better, she can go back. So when they spotted her mom, we got into action super fast. Said put her in a cage, brought her, and then the mom was sleeping under a tree. So kind of like brought the cage nearby and then opened it. So she went out, and then I don't know what she did. Like I think she was angry at us, or she was coming to say thank you. So she roared. And then the mom woke up and saw her. They met and they ran into the bush
together.
Yes, and her auntie was there as well. I was so happy.
How long did it take to fix her? So from the initial. So
it almost took a month and a half, almost 2 months, because I think it was a month and like 3 weeks. Yeah,
because for cats, small injury, that's it.
Yeah, but also she got better after about 3.5 weeks, almost into the fourth week mark. Now the reason for that other time is we are trying to find the mom. Yeah, so imagine this whole big pack trying to find one lioness. Yeah,
a specific one.
One specific one. So that's why. So she'll be found. Maybe she's found this day. That day maybe we've gone for another case, so no one is able to come in, and so that day just worked, aligned perfectly. We're like, they found her there with her. It was during the day. We're like, fantastic. Here we are. Let's go release her. And until to date, I had only good stories. I think the people usually patrol and look at the lions, and they said they saw them together. Yeah, all is well.
What are the common injuries that you get from animals?
So mostly snares.
Okay. Snares are things that are put by people trying to hunt them.
So wire snares, rope snares. Sometimes we get spearing and arrow wounds. Other injuries include fights between either different species or between the same species. That would cause like proper injuries that need attention. And then sometimes, once in a while, like even recently, I came to attend to a white rhino who had constipation in the park. And the rhino rangers noticed that he's not pooping. He just keeps trying, and we're like, okay, no, we need to help him. So they called us. We came out, helped him, removed the dry poop, and gave him some fluid so that the body can have, I think, some hydration so that he can poop. And the next day they showed me a picture of him pooping so well. I was like,
okay, that's good.
I think vets and doctors are the people who are happy when our patients poop. It's a sign. It's a good sign sometimes.
Interesting. So like in that situation, do you treat it on site, right?
On site. Wow. So we treat and we leave him be.
And as we were planning for this game drive, we had to keep postponing because with your job, anything can happen anytime. Like
I'm telling Kimani, okay, we can do it tomorrow. Okay, I'm not even there. Tomorrow, the day after that, even today, we were there trying to. There's a case that we've been looking for in Machakos. And
the giraffe.
The giraffe.
Did you get it by the way?
I don't know. I've just seen a message saying that there's no update yet.
Oh, yeah. So I'm hoping you were to go yesterday.
Yeah, we were to go yesterday. This is the funny thing. I think if if this, and I hope that we get him, because if we do this case, I think it will be one of the cases that will be in my books as one of the best.
So give us a backstory.
If it is successful, that is.
Yeah.
So there's this giraffe who has a mass on his lower jaw.
Okay.
And we went in and I looked at it and I took a biopsy of the mass and I took it to the lab so that we can have a look and tell what it is. Is it a tumorous cancer? I mean, is it a cancer that is, is it a tumor that is cancerous? Or what kind of mass it is, because it was just fully there. And then the lab results came back and they said it's not cancerous, it's just one of those masses that grow. And the thing with this mass is that it can grow so big, and especially where it is, it can hinder this animal from eating well, stuff like that. And he's a big male. The good thing about this particular male is that he's tagged. So he has a GPS tag on his tail. But this is where technology, I don't know if it's failing us or what, because you would think that because this animal can be tracked, we can find him. It's been, I think now, is it 2 or 3 weeks we've been looking for him. So he's the GPS pings, and once we get the location, we send guys there to find him, and they're not able to find him. Yeah.
Is it because he moves a lot?
Oh yeah. In fact, on his the screen, the movement I've seen, he really does move a lot. Yeah. But also the pings are not real time. Like, I mean, like for some reason we are getting the GPS coordinates maybe 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 1 hour ago, or 1 day ago, or something. It's not very consistent. So there's something wrong with that particular, I think, tag or something. Yeah. So just hoping. We have a whole team on standby. So my plan was to get the animal and to get one of our partners involved. This is Dr. Zoe Gibbs. She has a portable X-ray. So what we needed to do is to do the X-ray, make sure that the mass has not involved the bone, and if it has not, then we take it out so that he can be able to eat well, live well, do as he pleases. Yeah.
So then now you have to wait until
he's found.
Until he's found.
Yeah.
You've said you have an animal at the moment at the lab.
Yeah, at the
a bushback, or
it's a bushback who's not feeling too well. It's actually at the orphanage.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that bushback?
So she has just gone off feed. Sometimes the symptoms just begin like that. You don't know what is going on. It's like you go to the doctor and you say, "Oh, I don't have appetite. I'm not eating." So it's like that. So she's not feeding as well as she should be or has been doing. So now we need to find out if there's something wrong, if her vitals are okay. We need to supplement, give her a little bit of fluids. As we take some blood sample and see if there's something happening within her body.
Okay. In your opinion, what are the current biggest threats for wildlife? If you had to give like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Because earlier on, it used to be poaching.
Yeah.
But I don't think right now it's number 1.
No, it's not number 1. Right now,
is it
habitat loss, I think, is one of the biggest threats to wildlife. And habitat loss in terms of either through climate change, like the effects of climate change. So where we are seeing now areas where there's a lot of drought, there's no you know, there's no savanna, there's no bushland as they used to be, or habitat loss in terms of human activities where we come in, we deforest, cut down all the trees, move into areas that were, so to speak, wildlife areas, because they were just plain. You know,
we urbanize
the area. We now move in and have settlements, we have estates, we have controlled development, and the animals are pushed out. They have nowhere to go. I'm trying to see whether that. What is
I think
that?
there's a rhino. I think it's a rhino.
Rhino?
But it's too far.
Yeah. Oh, it's water time.
Oh, they're coming to drink water.
Yeah.
The what's it called? The Lake of Truth or something? In is it Jungle Book?
Oh.
There's a lake where they all come.
They all congregate there.
And then the carnivores can't hunt there.
Oh, nice.
So there's an agreement that water time we're not hunting. So they all come and drink.
Interesting.
And I think it's in Jungle Book.
I wonder also if that's the same thing here. Because I've only seen one time. I've seen a lion over there with actually a kill. Yeah, but I've never actually seen a kill happen here. So maybe it's the same thing. They have like a truce.
Yeah, they have like a truce. I keep forgetting the name of this animal. It starts with a K.
Kongoni.
Kongoni, yeah.
Yeah, hartebeest.
Hartebeest. It's like it has an insect head.
Yeah, it has a very interesting head. Yeah, so habitat loss in what should I say? The other thing would be human wildlife conflict.
Yeah.
And that's mostly as a result of, you know, that kind of
habitat loss,
land use change, like people coming in into bare land that animals were in, and they're not being able to coexist.
Yeah.
Human wildlife conflict is very complex. It's so complex.
And
I don't know if
sorry,
something that we'll have a definite solution for. There are solutions we have here and there that mitigate some of these conflicts, but like a one-off solution, I don't think.
Yeah, because human population is growing.
Yeah, it's growing so big.
Yeah.
And we keep saying this, I think we'll keep saying it until people understand, is that over 60% of wildlife is outside parks. Yeah, not all wildlife is in parks. You know, people assume that wildlife is supposed to be in the park. It's not supposed to be. It's like you saying that as humans you're supposed to be in the cities.
Or in the house.
Or in the house, yeah. You're not supposed to be. They roamed the whole earth. Before even the creation of parks. What we call protected areas. They're protected areas for a reason, because we want to ensure that we're conserving the species. You're giving them space to live out their lives. But now, if those 60% are outside, that means they're constantly in contact with people, other animals. There are threats, even diseases are threats, because now diseases that transmit between livestock and wildlife in areas where they mix.
They mix and mingle. Interesting. Have you ever treated a crocodile?
Treated?
Or...
Yes, I would say yes. Not a wild one. One that is within in a farm.
In a farm, okay. Yeah.
So we went to see it. It had some wounds, so we gave the prescription of what they need to do. But I have done a couple of crocodile postmortems, which I find so interesting.
Interesting in what way? Like what they eat?
Yeah, how their internal organs are. It's so weird. Their heart is different. It has two aortas. No, the two aortas, the vessel that takes the blood from the heart to the rest of the body. Then they have 2, we have 1.
Oh.
Yeah. Then they also have just some weird anatomy. So weird. But it's so interesting.
Yeah.
What other thing have I seen?
And they are reptiles.
They are reptiles.
So it's a bit different from like mammals.
The first time I did one, I was like, what's going on here? What is even this? What is this organ? Yeah, they're interesting.
Very interesting.
They have a lot of white meat. I found that weird. Like the amount of meat in their bodies quite much. You think
it's significant. Like it can feed a whole family.
A lot of muscle. Yeah.
What's wrong with? Yeah, no, that one is outside.
That one is even walking.
That's a ranger. That's a ranger.
Oh.
Ama, this is a picnic site.
It's not.
It's not.
The picnic site is there.
I think, and I was talking to Moira about this. I feel like we need to enforce fines for park rules.
Yeah.
Because like in Rwanda, if you're caught like this, you're fined $40 automatically.
Wow.
Like there's no negotiation, or you're arrested.
Wow.
Yeah, $40.
What is actually going on?
And yeah, like and
he's even walking to the.
This is so dangerous. Like
there's a group of rhinos that usually come.
This area. Yeah.
This area here and here.
And I feel like AWS should enforce it. Like there's no reason for you to leave your car.
Right.
And it's the same guy. It's literally the same guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's him.
I thought it was what's it called?
Oh, the car was different.
It was a different car.
Yeah, the car was different. Okay, they kind of look the same.
Is going to him.
Yeah. There's no reason why you should leave your car. You can get like a good shot. I hope the ranger reprimands him.
He's taking a photo.
He's taking a photo.
Which is good.
Yeah, so that he can get like evidence that, you know.
Yeah.
That you're leaving your car, usikuje kuruka.
In your ticket, there are park rules. So you can't say that you don't know,
you don't know
what you're supposed to do. They're there on the back of the ticket.
And
they are there on a citizen. Yeah.
And it should be, even the driver should be punished for it.
Yeah.
Because
then
why
they
are you
know
allowing your guest to leave the car?
Exactly.
And if something happened right now, KWS would be, oh my God.
Look at
we'll be trending
all
for like
inside the car, like nothing was happening because they were seeing this guy coming.
If something happened, KWS would be trending for 3 days.
Goodness.
Because you tried to be funny.
Yeah. You know, people think it's just a savannah. I can see. No, you can't.
Yeah. I honestly believe that they should. They should enforce the fines for park rules.
Yeah.
Littering, leaving your car, speeding.
Yeah.
Those 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also being in the park past the time that you're supposed to, hiding so that you can do night game drives.
Wow. The people who do that.
People who do that.
Me, I wouldn't want to be in the park at night because unless I know it like the back of my hand, because if I get lost, what happens?
There are people who have this perception that, for example, like leopards, obviously, they'll hunt at night.
Them at night, yeah.
So you have this thing whereby you want to hide in the park so then you can track leopards and you haven't told anyone, and you don't have a guide, and you don't want to pay for it. So now if something happens at night and you're in the park,
it's serious.
Very serious, yeah. And wrong. Yeah. Because I have been in situations whereby even rangers themselves, they get hurt.
Yeah.
While they're trying to do their job.
Yes.
And he has a gun.
You, who doesn't have anything, don't know even behavior of the animals, nothing.
Yeah.
No.
And in as much as, like, for example, for you try and as much as possible to avoid being in those situations.
Yeah.
Because you never know the outcome.
No.
This person is
it's always a risk being out here in in the park or in the wild.
Yeah.
So you always have to have that like sixth sense and knowledge that if anything can go wrong. In fact, I usually tell my students, when we are on the ground, when you're working on an animal, when we get to the ground, one of the first things you need to do is ensure safety of the animal. That's the first thing we do as a team. But the second thing is you also look around, look at your surroundings. If anything should go wrong, where will you run to? So create like a clear path. It's here, I'm going to run like this. It's that tree, that's a tree I'm going to run to climb to. It's important because when you're in that situation, you need to remember, okay, let me run. Sometimes it might not work because you'd be panicking and you'll do your own things, but it's also still important to have a clear head to be like, okay, if I need to escape, I escape through this side.
So like now with your students, it's interesting because then if you're going to the field, you want to mentor people, and you kind of want to give them that experience because they have to, like, to summer class.
No,
like being a vet, you learn in class how to treat an animal, but you never recreate these situations. No.
You can't recreate this. Some of this stuff you have to just experience it by yourself. So then at least you have a story to tell and hopefully make it so then you can, as you grow older, you can be able to manage situations better. True. And also it helps with your personal life, I'm sure. Oh yeah. You're less panicky. You're less panicky, you're more likely to, go with the flow. If you are someone who has to, like me, who has to plan everything, you realize, you can't plan emergencies, you can't plan, risk. You can try to mitigate, but then there are things where you have to learn on the job and have to be quick on your feet and even with your head to think, okay, I need to do this or this. And improvise. Improvisation. Quickly. Like even in the field, if you're treating an animal and you don't have a rope, you have to figure out how to get it down because you're already there. Yeah. Or you don't have a panga and the animal has gone into some place like that. What are you going to do? Yeah. Then you have to... And when you go to the field, I also wanted to ask you, next time ukienda utaniambia. I will. When you come back. Hopefully we get this giraffe. I'll tell you come along. I've done a few. I guess when I did them, it was more coloring, which was, I guess, easier. Not really. Because the animal is healthy, I guess. Oh, true. Yeah, you're just putting a collar on it and then getting it up. The spear one was I guess the one that was like, okay, this is such a really good experience. Intervention, and I have really good videos from that. Oh, nice. From that experience. Nice. What about leopards? Is it easier working on them? Is it just like a normal cat, same as a lion? No, it is not a normal cat, first of all. Trying to capture leopards is very difficult. They prefer to be high up in the tree. So you can imagine darting it. Gosh. Oh my God. So then it means it will fall down. Yeah. You have to be prepared for that. So working on a leopard is very difficult. So how do you dart it on a tree? We prefer to trap them. So we see they're in that tree. We'll bring a trap close by. Of course, disguise it and everything, put the bait in and hope to God that that animal will go into that trap. Because trying to even dart that animal up there, chances are he'll fall down. He'll fall, or she will fall. Yeah. And we don't want that. And it will make the situation worse. Yes. So we'd rather let them come down. If they were closer to the ground, like it's a tree that you can see, maybe it's the first branch or the second branch. Yeah, maybe that one is okay. Because once they start falling asleep, you can prepare, like a, what do you call those things? Like a trampoline kind of a situation where if they fall, they have catch them. Yeah, we'll cushion them. Yeah. But if it's high up, the way they love to go, that one is tricky. We trap them. I never thought of it like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Me or dart it. But then when it's about to fall, I'm like, oh God. And then what? Yeah. I put my arms like this. Yeah. Even monkeys, it's the same. I've had to in situations I've had to dart monkeys on a roof, on a ladder, like it's been crazy. And those are only situations that warrant darting because the animal is either extremely sick or is in extreme pain. Maybe they had like a snare around their waist or something like that, and we needed to get them down. Otherwise, we also trap monkeys. Yeah, but in an emergency situation, we'll dart them.
Okay. So monkeys and leopards are.
Yeah, we trap them.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Spending this morning with me on the cab drive.
It was a nice morning.
Yeah.
I was asking myself, why don't I usually do this?
Come
just in the morning, take a little drive.
Yeah, it's very relaxing.
It is. And today, this morning is beautiful. The sun came out by 6:30.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
wow.
It came out early.
Yeah.
It wasn't cloudy at all.
No. I love. Hopefully, we can work on some animals together. I'll call you.
Yes. Please call me. Even here at the lab.
Yeah.
If you have any interesting animal that I can see you treat.
Yeah.
Just hit me up. I'll just come.
I will.
Yeah.